Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and the Ever Given has been freed. It had a good run. Dominated is, it's always good to have some cultural thing that brings us all together, and I can't remember one since the Tiger King. So I am happy for economic reasons that the Ever Given has been freed, but it's kind of sad for meme fodder, I guess. I'm sure there'll be something else soon, but we're going to go check out this amazing scenery add-on that was added to Microsoft Flight Simulator by somebody online. Sometimes I want to unplug the internet. Many times it is pretty hilarious. So we're going to go check out this Ever Given scenery in the Suez Canal. It's going to be really fun to obviously check out the scenery, but also get an idea for the surrounding area. Whenever anything like this happens, I always find it fun to fly in that area in the simulator to kind of see what the surrounding area looks like. So if you've only seen kind of close-up shots of this, this will be kind of cool to see it in context at scale from the air. So it should be pretty fun. And this Cub starting up sounds so good. Just listen to this. Oh, I love that. I love that sound. So we are in, I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce the name of this airport. It's Hotel Echo 45 is the code for it. And we're just going to follow the coast north until we run into the canal. Not really that much to it. Let's get everything turned on here. We're really not going to be too bothered with navigation or really much of anything, because it's just going to be kind of fun to cruise up the coast here. We're going to take off with a tailwind because I don't feel like taxiing that far. And we're going to keep the flaps down too. We're just going to have a pretty good sized tailwind here. Yeah, this is just I didn't even look at this on like Google Maps or anything. It's just a random little airfield. Whoa. Gotta be all over the rudders here. This is the first time flying this plane with the yoke. Better than that. There we go. And make sure that we're heading north. Looks like it. Sweet. Yeah. So we're just gonna cruise up the east shore here, heading north up to Suez, where the canal obviously is. This is so I definitely find myself in a bubble in Flight Simulator. That bubble, of course, being my home airspace in SoCal, and I just log into Pilot Edge, do my kind of real world flight, and I love it. That's what I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it for any other reason than I just like doing that. But the one thing that especially the simulator, X-Plane did it, but it wasn't as dramatic as this or impactful because of the way that this scenery is generated. It gives you a perspective on geography that is really, really hard to get even from like Google Earth. I like the actual, and I'm not talking about Google Maps, like Google Earth, the actual like 3D, interactable globe that you can spin around. you know, there's a VR one that's pretty cool. But what that does is enables you to go quickly from one spot to the next, and you can get on the ground level, you can do street view, you can, you know, there's a bunch of different interactive stuff that you can do with Google Earth. But what it really lacks is forward perspective. You're always looking down at some fixed angle, and it's you know, you can kind of get it a little bit on the side, but you know, whatever that angle is, I have no idea what that angle is when you're, you know, you switch from 2D to 3D. But it doesn't give you that horizontal, like you're really there viewpoint of it, like this does. We're able to look out at the horizon. We're able to look out and see what topographical features exist in this area. You know, we're in Egypt, Africa, Eastern Africa, Saudi Arabia. You know, there's Africa right there, and there's Saudi Arabia, which is actually kind of creepy in a cool way. You know, just like, well, there's Africa, and there's Saudi Arabia. That's wild. But it's amazing to be able to see it from this perspective, like you're really there, like you're actually flying, like you're there. And it's the only tool that I can think of that gives you this perspective. And whether it's a disaster, unfortunately, an accident like this, a global event, anything that is present in the news a lot, you know, you kind of it gets fixated on one region, one location, one, you know, in this case, the ship. You know, the ship being wedged in the Suez Canal was where all the cameras are faced. So we get this like really, really infinitesimally narrow view of what happened, what it might be like to be there, what it might be like to be the helicopter pilot orbiting around, you know, for the camera crews for the news. So to be able to load up and fly around at, you know, right now we're at 1,300 feet, and get a view of this region, you know, not just the location of the ship, which we'll see obviously, but, you know, did you know that northeastern Africa terrain looked like that? I couldn't have told you that. Like that's beautiful. Saudi Arabia, I mean, obviously it's very, very deserty, but it's beautiful. That is a beautiful scene. We can even, I think we're starting to see the canal now. Yeah, there's the group of ships waiting right there. That's pretty cool. And I really need, you know, I think the content of the stuff that I do holds me to, what do I have on there? You know, the content that I make holds me a little bit to general aviation. Oh yeah, thanks. There you go. Kleinster, thank you. But yeah, so, you know, that content, you know, we've got ATC, we've got general aviation, we're in SoCal, or in the Western U.S. You know, it's really easy for me to kind of stick to that, because that's the kind of the people that follow me follow for, I would assume, you know, have followed expecting that same content. But doing this kind of stuff, I really want to do it more, because it's a big ass world, and it's cool if you can't see it all, for whatever reason, monetary, schedule wise, you know, just being able to see it all, just time. It's so cool to be able to load up on the, you know, the west coast of Saudi Arabia, take off in a Cub, and go fly towards a global news story. There's so much stuff. I geek out over it. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, about the it's weird. Like I don't want to say creepy because that's the wrong word, but it's weird to see surrounding areas of really famous locations or events, and being able to see, look out and see from, like a famous battlefield. We always see the one shot, the Gettysburg field, but what does it look like a mile down the road? What does it look like if you were there looking, at the horizon? Are there mountains? Is it flat? So that kind of stuff I think is super cool. I experienced it a little bit with the Wonders of the World flight that I did way back, like when I first got X-Plane. We see the pyramids and Machu Picchu and Great Wall of China and all the stuff that we see so many pictures of, but you never see it fully in context. And I would argue, even if you go there, you don't really see it in context. Just knowing where things are relative to their geographies. That's exactly it. It's like, here's the Suez Canal. Like, how many of us learned about the Suez Canal in geography class or in social studies or in history or whatever? But we hear about it all the time. We know exactly where it is. We know exactly what it is. But how many of us actually know fully what it looks like in context? What does it, this is a specific example of what it looks like at 2,000 feet. Not everybody gets this perspective, which is partially why being a pilot is so cool, because you get to see that relative scenery. But like, this is crazy. This is what was on the news. This you can see it out there. Like, this is what was on the news. Did you have any idea that this is what it looked like? Now, you can have an idea just looking at it on a map, zooming in, you could see it on Google Earth, but like, this is what it would actually look like flying up to this. It's so crazy. I find this so interesting. I hope somebody out there appreciates this to my level. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in there too. Cleanster, absolutely. I am not removing it. It's too funny, and it's a very small file too, I think. So why not just keep it in here? But it's so cool to see how narrow this is, the size, just like, it is a canal, man. It's no joke. I think even the Panama Canal, I believe at points is really narrow, like one ship wide at points, but then there's flood areas, and it does get kind of wide. It looks like more like a river. This is actually, to me, seems more canal-like. Oh, awesome, H Factor. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's not just me, because it's a hard thing to explain. I don't know if anyone's interested in it, because I haven't really ever talked about it much. I've probably brought it up flying around on streams before, but it's so interesting to me to be able to see this stuff in context. Even big cities like Paris or Rome, New York, Rio. Like, there's all these cities and landmarks that are so recognizable that when you actually see them in context, sometimes it's like, wow, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was, or it's closer to the water than I thought it was, or I didn't realize that those things were that close together or that far apart, or there's I don't know what that knowledge gets you, if that's enriching in any way. But to me, it seems like if you're able to, just with the home simulator like this, you can have a better appreciation for global geography, possibly geopolitics, global events and disasters, and, all that stuff. I think somewhere in there's a real benefit to it. I don't know what I'm not smart enough to put a name to what, you know, that could be or what that means. But it's one of the best parts about particularly Microsoft Flight Simulator. And X-Plane is great, but it's particularly because we have ortho level, you know, satellite image scenery across the entire globe, and that opens you up to exploring so many more places that, you know, you'll appreciate a lot more than with X-Plane, where, you know, you either had to download for 40 minutes a couple tiles, or, you know, never go back there and, you know, fill up your hard drive, all that stuff. This is just, you know, close your eyes and throw a dart at the globe, and it's freaking crazy. Happy almost trash day, Cole. I always drive or walk in my home city. I didn't know how things relate. Yeah, that's a great example, is even your hometown. And, you know, being able to fly in your hometown. I mean, I've seen things that I never knew existed that are like down the street from me, just because I flew over it. So imagine what kind of insight you can get in places that you've never even been, let alone places that you have been. It's pretty crazy to think that we have the ability to do this. This is the perfect example of that, I think. There's nothing better than this. One, we have a community that has created this super cool little scenery add-on that's really funny and well done, and, you know, simple but just like perfect. And then we also have, you know, this event, this important, well, maybe not important, but this global, globally impactful news event happening, and we've got the technology in the simulator to explore it. So this is just like the perfect example, perfect situation to try this out, and you really get a feeling for, man, they really did not get that far in that canal before they beached it. Yeah, these ships are all add-ons. So here's like the line of ships waiting out in the bay, waiting to get in. The ships that did not turn around and go around Africa. So that's hilarious. And then we actually have the queue of ships on both sides that were presumably in the canal when the ship was wedged, which is why they're in there now and didn't wait out further back. We don't have, how do you say it, photogrammetry? Is that the right pronunciation of that? Photogrammetry? I've been saying photogeometry. I don't know what I've been saying, but however I was saying it was wrong, which was, of course, pointed out to me. But you know, we've got the little city of Suez here, obviously a port city and a very important one. Tons of money coming through here, and we've got this initial south section of the canal, which then leads us to the middle section. I don't know if you're, you know, expecting for like a guided tour of this. I could probably stand to like look something up online maybe and be able to talk about it maybe a little bit more intelligently. What is Suez Canal layout? I don't know. Yeah, all right, so here you go. Here's the layout. This is okay, so this is number 9 station, and then we've got number 5 station coming up here, and then that's the Great Bitter Lake, just north of us. So there you go. Photo Grammarly. Merc, it's really cool, isn't it? I am so blown away at how cool this really looks. It's fantastic. I hope that we can keep this up, and for those of you that are in the Discord, you know, if there's some kind of world event that'd be cool to check out like this, whether it has a scenery or not, it would be cool to kind of keep up with current events in this way. It would be fun. Yeah, the resolution is not fantastic, but dude, for not having to download anything, that's pretty good. I mean, we just loaded up and started flying around. Like, that is not bad at all. God, this is so cool. Look at all these ships just chilling here. So I watched a couple of videos, news stories about how they dislodged it. You know, all the millions of tons of sand that they dredged out, and the number of boats that I think it was 22 tugboats or something that they used. I mean, some like crazy number of other boats that they used to help dislodge it, and you know, just such a massive undertaking to be able to do that. But the numbers that are staggering are just how much money flows through this tiny little canal. It's a 200 to 300 meter wide canal, and the ship is 400 meters long. And so you can see here that it's going end to end at an angle, and that kind of, just eyeballing it, looks like it's probably one of the more narrow sections right there. So that may be, you know, closer to the 200 meter mark. And it Cultivator, I agree. It's amazing that maybe not this, because that, I mean, yeah, maybe not this, but just an incident. With the amount of traffic flowing through here, it's incredible that more things don't happen in a 300 meter wide canal that doesn't disrupt anything. You know, and I'm sure things do happen. Ships break down, they run out of gas, they have, you know, things fall off, there's some jerk in a rowboat, or, you know, like any number of things that could disrupt flow. And with the amount of money that they have, you can see all of the, you know, the these are stations, I believe. Station 5, I think it was like up here is probably Station 5. So, you know, they've got monitoring stations all the way up this to ensure that it goes smoothly. Obviously, it's in everyone's best interest that it does, but stuff has to happen, and it's just a matter of how quickly they can get to it. But looking at it from this view, I mean, we're at 2,800 feet right now, and we've got a good view of Great Bitter Lake, and then we've got the mouth of the canal right here. And you know, when you're up here, these ships, you know, you can mistake them for being not very large just because you're high up and they're way down there. But good lord, when you get some relative building, you know, I mean, look at these buildings. Those are like full houses and 3-story buildings, and they just look like little toys next to this gigantic ship. I don't know if this is actually to scale. It may not be. I would imagine that they probably picked the biggest 3D model that was available in the sim, and like, that just looks crazy. That is so wild. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine. I don't know why they wouldn't, but it would be kind of cool to take a cruise ship down the canal, because it's, I mean, one of the most important geographic, man-made geographical things on the planet. Wow, that's so cool. Good job. Good job. I mean, this is like, it's one of those things that, I mean, I couldn't do this even if I wanted to, and was given like 5 months to do this. Jotto Play, thank you for following. So it's not really, can't really say this, but it's one of those ideas that's so simple that I'm like, damn it, why didn't I think of that? Like, of course, make this in Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, dude, let's land on this thing. Just Believes, welcome aboard. Awesome. Well, welcome aboard. And Cloud, welcome as well. These ships can be huge. I watched some passing under Verrazano Bridge. Huge. Yeah, and we have a bunch of them in Long Beach Harbor. Some big ass boats, man. In Long Beach, they're scary. I pretty much grew up on boats, growing up in the Seattle area, and I have a really weird, almost phobia. Like it gives me like chills in my back just thinking about it, like up my spine, of the underside of a boat. Does anyone have that? It's like when I was young, if I was swimming around our boat and like was like hanging off the side or kicking, if I like kicked and my foot grazed the bottom of the hull, it would like freak me out. I don't know why. And going by big ships, thinking about the underside of a boat freaks me out. And I feel like it's one of those like super irrational fears, like people that are afraid of sloths or something. Like they just freak out over sloths. Submechanophobia. Could be. What's up, Lonnie? Welcome. I think it's just the massive size and the like imagining looking up at the hull of a boat from below, and just the ocean is so big that it really dwarfs the size of really any boat. I mean, this 400-meter gigantic size of the Statue of Liberty ship looks like a little ant boat when it's out in the middle of the ocean. That's crazy. So I think that's probably what my like creeped outness is stemming from, not necessarily the underside of the boat itself, but more the fact that it's just a weird thing that they're just floating. Okay, so I can see a couple of spots that might be good right behind that stern smokestack there. I think is our best bet for a landing. That looks like it has all the containers lined up smoothly, so it gives us whatever the beam is on that. We could probably figure that out and see what the runway is. And the wind is coming out of the north, which is helpful to know. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it, dude. How could I not try to land on this thing? Are you kidding? The only thing that I think might be preventing me from landing on that one is the wingspan. That it's hard to tell if we're gonna clip that smokestack. So let's see if there's anything that's equally as long. Ooh, that one right there might be pretty good too. that's a tough one. The other one behind the stack is longer, but containers are 40 feet, so 40 foot wide. We might actually make it then, huh, Merc? If the containers are 40 feet long, then that means that, oh yeah, we could, because it's not right up against that stack. There's a few feet there, so yeah, we might be able to pull that off. Okay, and that's a good good thing to aim at too, is that we know exactly where that group of containers are lined up. 8 deep. Okay, well 40 is the number. I would need to know the beam though, of the boat. That would get us, and like who knows what this is actually modeled after. Ooh, there's a pretty good wind here. What do we think? Oh man, it's close. That's gonna be snug, but I think we could do it. Ever Given traffic, Cub 204 Lima Echo. Right crosswind, stern complex. Yeah, so the wind is actually pretty strong right now, and I think I think that's going to be the biggest problem. Is getting it actually lined up. So we have
all traffic in the area, please advise.
We have a 40-foot wide runway. Ever Given traffic, Cub 204 Lima Echo, final for South Complex. Ever Given. Yeah, so this is a stiff cross.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
It's helping the ground speed. I'm doing 24 over the ground right now. But this is the crosswind component, is it's like crazy crosswind. This is the sketchiest thing ever. Okay. I would have landed that. No! No! Oh. Damn it! Oh my god, dude, I would have had that too, huh? God damn. Oh man, I had that thing. I had that nailed, man. I let that float too. I wasn't even close. Oh my god, that is hysterical. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna do one more pass now, knowing that we're not gonna land on it. Dude, I wasn't even down by the stack, I don't think. And I think I could have landed that. We were like 20 knots over the ground. Man, that was so funny. .22 over the ground. Just high alpha. $18 knots right there. 18. We would have stopped at 18 knots. This is gonna crash. Yeah. Kaboom. Yeah. So we would have had it. That would have been absolutely planted. Oh my God! Look at the size of that thing, dude. That is crazy. Oh my God! That is insane. Dude, this is where I'd want to have freaking VR, because that would look so insane. Oh, here we have the replay. This is the sketchiest thing ever. Okay, let's check the replay. It's gonna screw up my camera, I bet. This is the sketchiest thing ever. Okay. I would have landed that. No. We survived. No. We survived it. Oh. We did. Oh my God, that is too funny. Rookie, thanks for clipping that. That's too good. Oh man, what a freaking beast, dude. Wow, look at the size of that thing. Again, I have no idea what the actual size of this model is, but good God, that thing is gigantic. 400 meter. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, from here, it doesn't look that big. You know, it's a big boat for sure, but you get that close to it, you're just like, oh my God, this thing is. And I think the real one is bigger than this too. That is so crazy. Oh man. Okay, let's check out our little lake out here. Wow, that was that was intense. That, you know, actually, I'm gonna turn back. I need to get one more shot. Hoda, I unfortunately have no idea. My Spanish is really bad. It is on flightsim.io. I don't know if that's super offensive sounding or if I did that okay. But yeah, it's on the flightsim.to store. If you just look up Suez, it'll pop up. I think that's our thumbnail right there. So is all this? It'd be awesome if some of this was not. So the whole thing. Whole things. shall not pass. Alright, you know, I guess I take that back. You shall pass right through. Oh my god. Oh, that was intense. Dude, look at this. Look at this queue here. What a disaster, man. Screw that. Thank you, Rookie, for posting that link. That was absolutely crazy. I am assuming that all of these ships are fly-throughable. Probably not gonna get a chance to land on any containers, but we could try them, I guess. I feel like one of these is gonna surprise me and just like slam right into it. Oh, look at that poor little guy out there.
Watch the birdie.
What's up, Iowa? Yeah, one of these is gonna surprise us and be a rigid object. What about the superstructure? Is that... Yeah, they're all full of RTX. All 30 series graphics cards are in that boat. Awesome. Right? I mean, you know what I mean? Where somebody has an idea that's so obvious, so simple, and so good that it makes you mad for not thinking about it, even if you couldn't do anything. Like, this is such a genius idea. I feel like I don't want to like fully fly into him just in case. It probably doesn't matter, but one of these has to be. I don't think any of them are. Oh, you know, beach house. That's a great idea. That's another another like global disaster event that, just like this. I mean, obviously they're related, being both maritime incidences. But I actually did fly over there in X-Plane. Yeah, cool Camaro. It's awesome. The landings were non-existent in space, unfortunately. Oh, see, like this would be a piece of cake right here. I think we're out of luck. Out of luck on landing on these boats. Oh, this one would have been too easy here. Look, this is an aircraft carrier. This was just meant for landing on. Look at all those nicely spaced containers. God, that would have been so awesome if we could land on that. Dude, it's awesome. It's so well done. It's so simple. Super fun. But yeah, Beach House. I went to... yeah, I'm not either, Iowa. I had that thought, and it's high enough, and the container is high enough that I was like, okay, if I do either not stop in time or go through it, we've got enough altitude where we could maybe save it. But yeah, I went to where the Costa Concordia capsized or ran ashore. And looked at that island, which was pretty cool. Yeah, this is really cool. And that's true, Nightbot. yeah, for those of you that are new to the channel, we don't always go globe trotting and exploring vast super. But we do keep it general aviation for the most part. So if you are interested in aviation, particularly real world stuff, the Discord community would be an awesome place for you to learn about aviation and be a part of a super cool community. Yeah, a fighter would be pretty rad. But low and slow is perfect for this. But we can load up in a Goshawk. Is that a thing, Iowa? That is that an object on that boat that is updatable globally like that? Because that would be kind of cool. So obviously we're a little bit handcuffed by speed here. No, this is not the end of the canal. This is the end of the south portion. So this is the Great Bitter Lake. So you have the south section of the canal that dumps into this lake and then continues on into the north section of the lake, or of the canal. I had a little cheat sheet here. And then there's another little lake, and then there's a split off a little bit further north, and then I think you hit Alexandria. What was Alexandria? Oh, that was Station 8. Okay, I misspoke. Yeah, Station 9 is at the mouth of the canal, and then Station 8 is roughly where the ship was stuck. Station 7 is right here somewhere. I don't know what they look like, but and then we've got the Great Bitter Lake right here. And it's not really that big. Like it's still a tight. Oh, I guess I take that back. It opens up out here, so there's this is like a smaller lake. Yeah, I mean it's one of the busiest shipping lanes on the planet. You know, this in Panama. You know, Long Beach Harbor is relatively busy, and man, that place is just packed full of boats. And I can imagine what this looks like on a busy day. It's just an absolute freaking nightmare. Okay, so should we land and load up in something with a canopy on it? Get a little speed, we can check out the Nile. Do a little Egyptian one up here. Forgot how, like, this thing really changes speed. So there's 200. So there that's VNE right there. VNE over the fence. Where you going? VNE over the fence. nose up. White arc. Dump the flaps. And trim, 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 trim. Still make the numbers. Almost made the number. Ooh, look at the wind. Gusty little bastard. Sweet. Okay, let's load up in something a little faster. That was good though.